Alright. Alright. Now, there was a talk about Matthew Knowles getting upset with Wendy Williams because Wendy Williams, what happened was, I think Beyonce supposedly and Conchetta, Latavia, and of course, uh, Michelle and Kelly, but no Fiera. And so when she criticized Matthew Knowles took it so hard. Now I saw some clips, so I cannot relate to everything he said, but I found it very contrary to Mr. Knowles to check when we was talking about that she has negativity and he's about positivity because back in November on a Saturday, 99, you and I talked, remember, at the Tala, the Texas attorney, whatever law, whatever. It's like you pay $25 every year for, like, they have lawyers to investigate contracts, so you won't end up like TLC or like a Tony Braxton situation, okay? Or what happened with a straight out company with NWA, bad contracts, or with a New Edition, okay? So the truth of the matter is they look at these contracts and tell you whether these are good contracts or bad contracts. All right. So what they did, so when I went there, I was 20 years old. And when I'm a 79 child. So when I was 20 years old, I remember coming there. It was cold, and they said that Beyonce's dad was gonna be there from Destiny's Child. That's when I was seeing Bugaboo and Bill, okay? And I went there, and I never forget. I saw the racism there. Hold on, y'all. Okay, good. Okay. Let me explain. Yeah, there was people African American sent there, but cultural racism is, since I have one drop of black blood, you stay in your place and do as we told. You don't do any styles of music. So when I told I want to do Latin music, which I do speak Spanish, and guess what? One of my ancestors is Real, which is a Spanish Creole in my roots. Okay, so that's so I know when I like singing in Spanish. Okay, I'm sorry, y'all. So I'm back on the thing. I had to reset the phone and everything. So, all right. So when I went there and I mentioned I want to do Latin music, merengue, whatever, and I was trying to also everything, whatever. I mentioned I wanted to do some Spanish music, and like I said, the one of the white guys, you can tell by discerning that they were racist when they laughed at me because I guess I'm supposed to do jigaboo and call myself nigga and look like Stephen Fletcher and everything else because I'm my own individual person. I'm not a collective. So some stupid brother from England, okay, who got Americanized so fast because the accent was not all that British, gonna scold me about what I am, this and that. Okay, I told you I'm on a couple of videos about that. Okay, so I let it slide. I didn't want to get ugly and get kicked out because I don't like nobody coming in trying to tell me what I'm my place. First off, I'm not full blown 100% black. My background is mixed, so I do my research on family tree. I don't let white men define who I am. Unlike some people who claim they love themselves and they don't let a white man, but they let a white man who oppress them define who they are and go along with their inaccurate definition. Because we're not full-blown Africans. Yes, we're African descent, but we're not full-blooded. So, anyway, you see why I talk about race. They try to question and challenge my freedom. So when I went to go, so I was happy to see Matthew Knowles because this is somebody from H-Town who is there to who had access to the entertainment industry, and I said, oh good. So that's when he was thin, okay, and we was outside the patio. Now let me let you know what the club is. There was a club not on Richmond where Polyester used to be at. Club, Polyester in San Antonio. There, Club Polyester, right not too far from Dave Buster's. So on the other side, some community on the other side, but on the other side of Richmond, there's a small little club, and it wasn't doing club jamming time. It was doing morning Saturday. So that's where Tala had their music business seminar. So I was trying to take notes and stuff, and learn about this. I'm 20 years old and fresh, trying to think it's possible. And the funny part is, and those to my SPM fans, I'm not knocking SPM. These folks will shout out SPM before SPM had that case, okay? So they will shout out SPM doing hip-hop music. Now, of course, Mexicans, I don't care what anybody say, do have black in it besides Spanish and Native, but many of them do not mention it. They don't know about it because the, Miguel de Raza and Jose Vasconcelos, who made the race essay, the written essay, that no total essay, and who wanted the constructed the Mujer Raza. That's why all over Latin America that they were doing is to whiten up the population and to get rid of the Negro race. Okay, if you read that essay in English, it will tell you that. Okay, so that's why Mexico had a national emblem. They say it's mestizo, say Afro mestizo. Don't forget, we live in Texas due to the fact that it was anti-slavery law in Mexico by my second president. The second president of Mexico, Vicente Guerrero, my hero, trying to say, okay, who's Afro mestizo. Okay, so the point is, remember, he's very olive skinned, bald head, lighter than I am, not seen as black in society. So they were promoting SPM. Even though he not full-blown white, but Native and African in him, Nicki Minaj. I'm gonna do a story about that too, about her saying about other races and white folks taking over hip-hop music. Okay, here it goes. So, when I'm gonna go meet Mathew Knowles, Mr. So-called I love my people in community shit, when I meant to go meet this motherfucker, this dude gave me the eyes when I mentioned my first name, which is in English, of the name here, Zacarias, and I mentioned I go by Zacarias, gave me and shook my hand like he, and so he gave me, so remember, I'm very picky on body language. Oh, so you want me to be butt dancing, step and fletched, jigaboo, picking any type of rap. That's what you want. You don't want me to be my own individual person. I'm not a collective person. One thing, I'm a Leo, and I live through my passion. I don't live for other people. The hell with other folks, I come first. Okay? So, I come there and I meet this dude. I said, wait a minute. This dude just gave me this look. I ain't did nothing to this brother. And you want to call my brother. So when he shout out to Wendy Williams about this, and like I said, I don't forget, it was cold and like it got warm, and I don't forget because I wore a jacket, I was dressed in all black, and I had my little sandals on. It was because I thought it would be warm that day, and it did become warm. It got cold. This is November. This is when Houston's had its cold period during time. Now it's hot, like it's hot right now in December. Okay, and this is December 20th. Okay, I'm about to be winter, but that's how Houston is about bipolar, just like my diagnosis is about bipolar weather. So when I see this mess about Wendy being negative and always talk negative, Mathew, shut up. You have always been negative. Before the two girls leaving, and before Ferreira, and for Beyonce, your own daughter, kicked you off her management and let her mother take over and Jay-Z take over. Now, funny, back in August of 2008, Solange, that's when they were still together, talking about Tina and Mathew. Solange had a free concert at the Walmart right there on Donvale or Don Levy, right there by Sonic and the Tesla. One I told the high yellow brother who like a Mexican off at the job I used to work back in 2002. I don't forget, because across there we used to go to Walmart. I used to work at Telesystems back in the day as a temp. Back in 2002, that's when what's that light skin, Latino, he like a white man, he was running for governor, and that's when Rick Perry won. Okay, that's what Tony Sanchez was running. We were doing poll surveys back in 2002, and if y'all know that story, if anybody, I don't know if I told, we'll have the brother who like a Mexican, well, you know, we all don't look like we mix, was braid me and everything, so I went off, we was getting pizza, and back in 2002, I went off on that brother. Yes, I did, and I didn't get fired because he knew he was in the wrong. So anyway, point is, that's why I don't forget. So, and I never forget, on my birthday, they arrested a lot of people at that Sonic, a lot of youngsters back in the 2002. There's Sonic right there, these big Kmart and all that. Well, anyway, so here come years later on, 2008, I would go see Solange. Solange was giving out her CDs. I was trying to save money and go buy the CD because I was trying to get out of my grandma's house. Okay, because you know my grandfather had died that year 2008. So I was trying to get out, and her, my dad was getting on my nerves. So that Sunday I didn't go to church. I was going to mass that Sunday. I went to Saturday evening. And so when I came there around about 6 o'clock, that's when her concert started. When we had the white guys from Europe was playing, them two sisters like Supremes. I don't forget that. And so when Tina Knowles was there with her relatives, Mathew had gained weight big with a messed up afro. I don't forget this today. And it was a Sunday. It was the 30th of August, I believe. Okay, on that Sunday before we hit Hurricane Ike. Okay, so then what happened was when I got there, Miss Tina Knowles, no security officers at all, came down there and shook our hands. Tina Knowles Lawson, that's her married name now, she shook our hand. I said, hey, Miss Knowles, I was happy to see her. Now she gave hospitality and everything else, while her fat ex-husband was up there trying to get the mic and everything fixed. Now, the reason why I don't forget this, and I saw Solange for the first time, I took a picture, I put it on my MySpace at the time. And what happened was, it rained So of course nobody want to get electric. She can do the the down rolls. Ain't no amount high enough back in '83 when at Central Park, because I was 4 years old, 5 going on 4, or I was 3 going on time when because I'm the '79 baby. Okay, so. She wanted nobody to get electrocuted, and she said, "My sister, I know y'all want to get hair messed up before she got natural. She had a weave and perm hair, okay? So don't forget this story and let you know that's the second time I saw Mathew Knowles. So a lot of people, I know people even related to him, I ain't gonna say names, okay, have bashed him, okay? When I went through Media Tech, the white guy from that's married to my lot of sister, who was my second teacher at Media Tech, I want to say his name, he's from Canada. He went to TSU, and he told me that Mathew was an asshole. And I said, "Yep," because back in 2000 and back in '99, when I met him in person, he was an asshole to me. People at the church that he used to go to, probably still go to now, talk a lot of mess about his business. I'm gonna let y'all investigate because I'm gonna be slandering somebody, but they told me a lot of things that ain't that pretty about Superhead. Can probably make a book about that. Okay, so therefore, before you start talking bad about Wendy Williams, about what you did over the years to Destiny's Child, she eated you out. She cheated you out, and I'm glad she did, because I don't like Wendy Williams and everything she does. And then I trash talk Wendy Williams on my channel. I'm gonna be worse than Kaya on this. I met the man in person. I was 20 years old back in '99. In November, we had Tyler music business seminar, and you gave me the eye, rolled your eyes when I say my stage name was Zacharias. But brother, I'm not no woman. First, I'm not no Stephen Fletcher. I'm not a cookie cutter bitch. I don't know Hotep and all that other stuff. I'm real about what I believe in. I'm my own individual. Okay, and the funny part is, no offense, I love Beyonce. She's singing in Spanish in 2006 and 7 when she made her B-Day album. So if you didn't want to buy, and then yeah, I heard she had Spanish Creole besides French in her family too, and I do too. But don't forget, even though that I'm not pale and close to her complexion, I'm not your complexion either, brother. Okay, and I'm not with that Hotep and Black Light mess. So call me all type of sellouts and coons, because everybody call you sellout when you had these folks. Rumor had they were tanning like for air to get darker than Beyonce. And all the other stuff do to you before, and then and even though the sister you had a higher sister first child, and the second child was dark skinned like yourself. So therefore, yeah, I understand it, but it seemed to me you had a little couple complex too as well. So don't come in there and mess with me about what I posted as well. If you're a true brother, you don't ever question or challenge another brother's freedom. Okay, I'm not with hold on, I'm gonna say it once again on my channel. Fuck collectivism. It is another form of slavery. If we want to come together, let's respect each other's individuality. That's why we got stereotypes. That's why we got folks out here talking about hands on the show, because we got folks in Jigaboo, emission show rap today, call themselves niggas, pants saying looking like Stephen and Fletcher and everything else, and looking like buckwheat and stuff. No different when you was coming up back in the day in Amos and Andy. So therefore, you endorsed that. You know different. You the black identified Jimmy Ovine. And I'm gonna call you like it is on my channel. I'm not here to be a stereotype. I'm my own person, and I'm glad that I don't work with you. Go forward with the other Zachary Davion, the one I don't like, who bashed me on Instagram back in 2014 at his birthday when I wasn't at the birthday place. I was giving him shout outs, and I said them fine women on there, them bad thoughts he had on his Instagram, and he sit here and trash and blocked me here on Facebook, saying I was harassed when we was talking about singing. We both were Creole, because he Asian and black French Creole, he look Asian, and also he friends to my role model who's dark like you, who's mixed, who's part Latino, part Chinese, and black, Tyson Belva. Okay, and I was trying to hook up, and not hook up in that way, not no gateway, hook up as in networking, so I can get out of the welfare and food stamps, and also on public housing, which is a nightmare in my ass. I never asked to be in poor. I want to be rich and famous. Before Trump admitted that he was a racist and everything else, that was my role model. Let's call it like it is. Okay, I don't want to live ghetto and be the stereotype and be the downfall of what you want us to do. So therefore, then too, first of all, you've been negative since then, okay? So before you do anything about somebody talking about who being positive, why? Why is it positive? Why would I go down there to the mailbox place, the post office right there at Music World, and there's no business going on? It probably is now, but you had closed it down after you cheated on Tina. So don't sit here talking and speaking of your business. It's out there. Your church people, former church people from St. John Methodist Church are talking about your business like the extra news. So before you do anything about negative and talk about Wendy Williams, okay, and Wendy Williams, about at least she make money off her negativity. What have you done over these years? Okay, so yeah, I know I'm struggling. Everybody have a time when they have to be successful and when they struggle. We all humans. But before you start talking bumping guns about somebody being negative, and okay, well first I don't forget November 1999 at Tatala seminar, and don't ever try to tell a brother how he supposed to live his damn life based on your body language. Because one thing about me, I for the freedom. You for the freedom of civil rights. You let people determine their own civil rights. You don't come in and people trying to tell them how to live life and get mad because they not your stereotype. Go watch Amos and Andy. Go watch Jigaboo. Go watch Stabbing Fish and Buckwheat if you want stereotype, because you won't find on me. Or go watch Kodak Black or them other little stereotypical rappers who call themselves niggas looking like a bunch of poach monkeys for the white corporation to put us in the private prison complex if you don't know about that doggone secret. Okay? I call it like it is. Because one thing about me, I ain't trying to stoop low. My name is not no Leslie Jones. Okay? So I call it like it is, Mr. Knowles, and that's why your marriage failed. Do you being negative? Now you positive. And folks at TSU who don't like your class, including that white man that was my teacher at military, do not like your doggone ass. So everything I have to eat you out, brother. Okay? See, if you wasn't negative and I would have signed your corrupt contract, wasn't corrupt, made a big out of find my own self. Okay? How negative. Ask Fiera how negative you treated her. Ask Latavia and Latoya how negative to them before you start talking about all that other mess. And my question is to the other mix dude who's lighter I am, that you working with Zachary Davion, who was doing your interns, the one who mistreated me and lied on Instagram that I was right when we was friends at one period of time, and he like a Gemini, he stabbed me in the back. Ask where his little CD and his music career went through due to your presence. Do your own if he's still working with your doggone mess. Because I haven't heard of all this love I had, all this career that ended. Thank you. It had to be the male version of Kaya up in his the King's Court up in his place. And I'm the King Z, and I'm gonna do whatever I want to do, and I'm planning to have my own record label. I don't worry about begging dumb asses in the industry who don't want to see success because they're not your stereotypical image. But don't get mad when brothers call themselves niggas and look stupid, look ghetto and trashy because you prefer that over someone who's individually intelligent like me. Thank you.